show. Joining us now, author and NBC News presidential historian Michael Beschloss and staff writer at The Atlantic magazine, George Packer, is with us. He's the author of the new book, Last Best Hope, America in Crisis and Renewal. And it's good to have you both on board with us. And it's great to be here with everybody at the table. You can hear us all talking over each other, just like the old days.
So George, I like to go around telling people at the end of the day, we're just one America. We're the United States of America. But you say no, we're four Americas: free America, smart America, real America, just America. Break it down for us.
Ooh.
Well, Obama tried to say that we're just one America, and he got the back of the hand of the other half. So it's been tried and failed, Joe. But my analysis is that we are certainly two countries, but those two countries are each split into two. Start with free America, which is Reagan's America. It's libertarian America, low taxes, deregulation, turn business loose, get government out of the way. It's been the dominant political idea of my adult life. It had a run in the 80s, the 90s, but it did not create widespread prosperity. In fact, I would say it helped create a lot of inequality, which we live with today. Smart America is the America of the professional class, the educated, the meritocrats who believe that your talents and efforts will take you as far as they can, but who also believe in credentials. And that class, which starts with the belief that we all have an equal chance, has become a kind of aristocracy where children are now born into the meritocracy, and their ticket is already punched before they've even been tested. Real America is Trump's America. It's the right-wing populist America of the heartland that was a kind of rebellion against free America. When the promises of the older version of conservatism failed a lot of the country, what we got was a rebellion against the top of the Republican Party from the masses. And instead, it's nativist, it's dark, it's xenophobic, and it doesn't want openness and trade and immigration. And finally, Just America, which is also a rebellion from below against smart America. The millennial generation who says to their meritocratic parents, you've been lying to us. The country is not progressing. In fact, it's a caste system in which certain groups are oppressing other groups since time immemorial. And we have to fight for justice, which may never come because this country is born in original sin. So those are the four narratives, the dominant narratives. They leave out a lot of Americans who don't have the voice to shape dominant narratives, but those are what we have been living with really for the last 40 or 50 years.
And why the past 40 or 50 years? What was the triggering point that caused the division, that caused what you see as a splintering?
I think it began in the 70s, Joe, and really two things. One is the rise of a multi-ethnic, multicultural democracy that we live in today, which has opened doors for some and threatened others. And the second is the end of the industrial age and the beginning of the service and information economy, which has created these massive economic inequalities. I think inequality is at the heart of our fracturing. Americans, said Tocqueville, have a passion for equality. They all want to feel as if they're as good as anyone else. And when we end up in rigid classes from which you can't break out, you're born into it, you'll die into it, a frustration, a resentment, and a bitter competition for status and resources ensues. And I think inequality is really at the heart of these ills.